It's over. It's done. It's finito. Luke Skywalker at the Chelsea is no more. It's done. It is done. It is officially done. It's finished. Shout out to boy Fab. Shout out to boy Fab. Who's better than Onstin? Has Onstin been in a rap video? No, he's not. So, Romelu Lukaku to Napoli. Here we go. Verbal agreements in place between clubs. Chelsea accepts 30 million euros fixed fee plus add-ons of up to 15 million euros for 45 million euro potential package. Permanent transfer brokered by Ali Barat for Epic Sports. Lukaku will sign 3-year deal at Napoli until 2027, man. You see, guys, sometimes Disney Plus doesn't happen. You see, the Disney Plus story was Lukaku comes back to Chelsea and he succeeds at that club he always wanted to succeed at. That's the Disney Plus story. But guys, in life normally is HBO or even freaking AMC. It's real. It's a tragedy. Guys, as I told you, life is a tragedy. Life is not a love story. It's not romantic. Life is a tragedy. Bad things happen. Pessimism lives. And it was never going to happen. And what exacerbated that was that interview where Lukaku compared himself to Pete Lewandowski pre-being a geriatric. So Lukaku, you're having an interview in the midst of a not great season with Chelsea, saying that you are still one of the top strikers out there. It just didn't make any sense. The math did not math up. And it just, that bridge it had broken like it was, and it was very hard to be mended. And you see, this is a case of cherish what you have. Cherish what you have, especially when you were a bum before. That's including by half up. He was Tim's. At United, he was known as Tim's, a guy with the worst first touch known to man. He moves to Inter Milan, works under Conte and his money. And he's beginning to now say, what's up? And I think that's because 100%, and guys, let's not be revisionist here. When Lukaku led Inter Milan to that Scudetto, he was one of the best strikers in Europe. That is a cold, hard fact. He simply was. He had a first touch. He had a football intelligence. His passing was good. His decision-making was good. He could play with his back to goal, and he was a clinical goal scorer. His partnership with Lautaro Martinez was money. It was cash money. So the mistake he made was he needed to stay at Inter Milan and have another season where he's good, another season where he's good. So you have a good 2, 3, 4 seasons where you have money. And you know what? That would have helped him playing for Belgium. But no, he thought he was too good for Inter Milan. He thought he was now ready to say what's up in the EPL and in the Chelsea. And then he laid a brick. He sold fruit. But look, man, I 100%... it's a great move. You see, now, let's be very clear here. And so from the surface, it's great. Conte knows how to use Lukaku. Lukaku was last quality playing under Conte. But you have to remember that 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. Yes, I think this is a great move. Yes, I think it works for both parties. But just don't assume that it's going to work like it did in Inter Milan. Inter Milan was several years ago where football was different. This is several years on. Lukaku has gotten worse. Conte is coming off the back of a disaster at Tottenham. And this is Napoli, not Inter Milan. And this is a team that have lost several good players and has lost a key guy in Spalletti. They're probably about to lose Osimhen. They've already lost your boy Kim. And I think they've lost Zelensky as well. So it is a very different team than the team that won the Scudetto. And this is a much weaker team than the one that Conte had that went to the Scudetto title. And remember, that team that Conte had, they underperformed in the UCL. You see, we're going to have a very different con with regards to how Conte has been a brick in Europe. No one ever mentions that, but those are very uncomfortable conversations. But look, see, I think this makes sense. I think this makes sense. This is money, and I applaud Lukaku for making the right decision here, because it would never have worked out at Chelsea. It would never have worked out at Chelsea. Like, could there have been a scenario where, oh my gosh, Lukaku comes back? I just feel that interview messed up things. I feel the team has changed so much since he's been away. And looking at how he did at those Euros, so this right I want. Because this is still a sport of what have you done for me lately? And lately, Lukaku, really been that money. So it would never have worked. So do I think that... will it be a success? I don't know. Because, which is the point that I made. Is Conte still that great a manager? I'm putting the question out there. We know Lukaku has gotten worse. Now, we may say Lukaku has gotten worse, or is it a case of where, no, he needs the right coaching, the right environment, the right instructions. And once he has that, boom, Tedesco may be a brick. Who doesn't know how to operate with Belgium? Belgium may just be a brick team. So maybe if he goes under Conte, instructions, tactics, Conte knows how to use him. Conte knows his strengths. He knows his weaknesses. He can get the best out of him. Maybe that is a scenario in which he can say, what's up? I just don't think it's going to be as successful as people think. But putting that to one side, it clears the way for Vic. This clears the way for Vic. And surely, Chelsea must now trigger this Osimhen signing. I do believe it's imminent. Because I do believe that the Lukaku deal coincides with this Osimhen deal. So I feel this is imminent, and we are close to getting that Dubinsky. We are close to getting that Dubinsky. Because, I'll tell you one right now, Chelsea already needed a striker. So before a ball was kicked, knowing the Lukaku situation and how trash it was at the Euros, and looking at Nico Jackson, and looking at what happened last season, Chelsea were in need of a striker before the season started. But if ever there was a scenario that appeared that Chelsea needed a striker last year, if I told you the individual in this image managed to miss, you would nuke me with 5 warheads. Told you. If I told you that the individual in this image right now, he did not score, you'd slap me twice and call me Jiminy Cricket. It's impossible. No. Of course he scored. No. Somehow, Guiu struck the ball, and that keeper from Napkin FC managed to save it. It was at this moment that Guiu needed to go back to Catalonia, and as well at this moment that, no, Chelsea needed to get a striker. Chelsea, they needed to get a striker. So 100% with Lukaku going, Osimhen coming in, with a good clinical finisher and striker, because the strikers that had to come by, it is time for your boys to cook that freaking meal. Think about becoming a Football Hut member. If you're a desktop merchant, just click on the join button below, over here. Or if you're a mobile phone merchant, just click on the join button below the video over here and join the true elite content crack addicts. Peace.